Hi everyone, in this video I am gonna live demonstrate you about the Nexar peer agent. So basically what it does is that when someone pushes the peer, we have created a GitHub action which checks the peer for its code quality, how it's performing, for the security analysis, for performance, and the code quality basically. So it analyzes and checks if it need if there are some does it follow the certain format or standard we have put it. If it's not, so we will push it put back for the review. Okay, so how it works, it basically gets all the diffs and then that passes to the diff parser. We get that all those data and then we gives that past data to the LLM, which is a planner agent here, and then then our planner agent makes the plan and further divides that into four sub agent. So that the style agent, performance agent, security agent, all these four LLM makes different LLM calls and checks for their specialized, like it checks for the style whether, and it checks for the performance, it checks for the security, and it checks for the test whether test cases are there for the given new code changes whatever they. And after all this passes through the aggregator agent, which gets all those whatever has get from all those peer and creates a peer comment. But before that, in the middle we first passes it to the critic agent, which checks if it real doesn't it really made any mistake or something like that. So yeah, we will come to that, but let's walk you through the code. So basically we have created so this is the orchestrator. So basically it creates a plan for uh, how we are gonna spawn our sub-agents, which are four sub-agents. It will check if our diffs if this pull request needs sub-agent or not, like does it even need for a security sub-agent, or does it even need for test agent. Like we are creating we have made a simple change in the, let's say, readme file. So do we really need a test sub-agent? No, we don't need to check for it. So it decides what all are the sub-agents do we need, and then we passes that to our plan. And then we spawns our sub-agents and checks one by one, not one by one, basically parallelly we checks all those, and then we gets the result what these sub-agents, like performance checks. I have put a proper prompt which have I haven't got it like in the first time. I have uh, got it after trial and error. So basically it checks for the performance, like how it's performing. Okay, so yeah, and then there is the security agent. It will check for the security, like if there are some issues or whatever. Will not get into much into details. So this is the style agent checks for the code style and test coverage, whether a test where our given new code have their proper test cases filed, like unit test cases, integration test case. Okay, so and this is our GitHub action file. Yeah, okay, so basically it passes through it and then it is given to a critic agent. It basically checks for, it reviews our given all those four codes what we have got, does it really complies with what we are which basically does it really complies, does their critic what output we have, does it really complies what we want to check, like doesn't there the um, our LLM is not hallucinating or doing something fishy. So we will check here, and then we will create a PR comment, like that we will create a PR of like all the summary, like how our to know basically That's our main motive, to get a PR comment like what after all the test cases. And then yeah, then we will show that passes to the GitHub API, and that will show it to the here. Like you can see here, I had created this one, and it has given these the following issues were found in the platform online. The text is unclear and lacks a descriptive content. It would be beneficial to expand on this or provide more context or better understand. Basically, I had just put a letter text in the cloud.md. That's why it's saying so. That's so yeah. And what were the problems I had faced? Like when we were creating the prompt system prompt for all the sub agents, so there were times when it was creating like uh, making anything on their own. Like suppose the file is not there, so it start to create on their own, like it is there or something like that. So and other problem was that we were getting some issues in the output, like it was hallucinating. It was not showing the proper result. And one of the main result was that when we getted the dips, it was showing something wrong, like it was giving output of array like object id type. It was not giving the proper string in the JSON format. So we need to return it. We need to change the proper prompt, and we need to solve all those. And otherwise there were many type errors and all that. Yeah. And yeah, this is it, I would say. So these are the dips I have retreated. Like there was bugs, and there were issue in the automation. Like we had we hadn't ever put the API key properly. There was some error. We needed to put the API key uh, in the repo itself, not in the whole user ID. Yeah. And uh, I think this is it. What more? Yeah, thank you.